It's always the ones who say, forever, the loudest who leave first. I wasn't naive. I knew marriage wasn't a fairy tale. But I thought if we were loyal, if we showed up, if we fought for each other through the dark, we'd make it. And we did fight. But somewhere along the way, she stopped fighting for me and started fighting against boredom in someone else's arms. I noticed it in the small ways at first, the way she smiled at her phone and turned it face down, the sudden work trips, how her hugs got shorter and colder, like she was pulling away before I even touched her. And I hated myself because I started counting them, the skipped dinners, the calls that went straight to voicemail, the lies dressed up in lipstick and perfume. I asked once, "Are you okay?" She said she was tired. But God, I never knew tired could smell like someone else's cologne. I wasn't looking to catch her, but the truth doesn't care if you're ready. One night, she said she was working late but forgot to log out of her laptop at home. I didn't mean to look, but I also didn't stop myself. Messages, hundreds of them. His name saved as a woman's. But I recognized the inside jokes, the "I love you" pictures she never sent me. And then the name slipped through in a voice note, a name that made my stomach flip inside out. It was him. My friend. Not a stranger, not a random guy, my friend. We'd had beers together. I trusted him with my stories. He knew the kind of man I was trying to be. He knew what she meant to me. And now I was looking at a betrayal wrapped in the skin of two people I used to love. I wanted to break him, not with fists, with silence. I wanted to hurt her, not with words, with consequences. But first, I needed to breathe, because revenge is sharp, but prison is permanent. I told my best friend, the only person I had left that I trusted. He listened. And when I was done shaking, he looked at me like a man who had seen war and said, "Buddy, they're not worth you spending 10 years in jail. I've got a plan." And I listened. She thought it was marriage counseling. She even smiled when I picked her up, like we were trying, like we still had something to fix. But I wasn't there to fix anything. I was there to bury the version of me that had believed her lies. The therapist welcomed us, asked how we'd been, and I handed him a folder. Inside were screenshots, dates, times, audio recordings, GPS logs, everything. My wife went pale. The therapist just nodded. And I spoke calmly. I told her I wasn't angry, just done. That she could keep the affair and the man, but not the house, not the dog, not the savings. I had already filed. She was served right there, 6 feet from the man who was supposed to help us heal. It was the quietest explosion I've ever witnessed, and I didn't flinch. After it was over, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat in the car and let the silence settle into my bones. It didn't feel like winning. It felt like walking away from a house that had already burned down, but finally knowing you didn't start the fire. She tried to call. So did he. I blocked them both. My friend and I had a drink, the one who helped me plan. And I said, "I don't even feel like I hate them anymore." And he said, "That's how you know you won." I still believe in love, just not in promises without proof. Not in people who lie with soft hands and softer lips. So, what would you have done in my place? Would you forgive someone who did this to you? Or would you burn it all down in silence, like I did?